Start na tayo. Using directory services to administer a user and group account. The central repository that contains various objects such as users, groups, and computers. Active Directory maintains the central controls the users use, groups, computers, and service running within the domain. You can configure sites, domains, files, and organizational units to manage Active Directory. Active Directory is one of the key tasks is managing users and groups. The types of users in Windows. First is the domain users, logged to any domain system in the domain with restricted permissions. Domain user is managed with the system known as the domain controller. Domain user can be managed using graphical interface known as the Active Directory using computers. Other type of users is a local user. Is restricted to the system which is was created. Thus, it cannot perform a task outside the system which it has created. It's also important to note that a local user cannot be part of the human domain group, such as domain users who are strictly limited to the computer which it is created. Kaya natin na. Kaya natin. Kung wala, pag wala, skip pa na to. Sabihin wala. Hindi na tayo. Diretso na tayo dito. Diretso na. Start tapos computer management. Pwede, right click. Program management. Be displayed. Click the arrow to expand local users and groups. Local users and groups. Those users. Kita. Sino yung mga users sa device or sa laptop o sa computer. Yan. Tapos, magagawa ito. New user. Tapos, lagyan yung pangalan. Tapos, password. Okay. Tapos, close na natin. Tapos, meron na dito chain and manage the user account permission. Step 1, fill up when 10. Meron na. Computer management with this open, you are on the user node. Right click, change account, select properties. Then display, click the number of tab. Click the member of within the users. This Mary Jane's account is a member of the users group. The local system by default click add. Tayo. Backup operator. Okay. Tapos, ano na, propose na yan. Alright. Tapos, after nun, Mayroong backup operators na add as backup to an computer management. Create a domain user. Serves as a single repository of objects such as users and computer accounts. Create user accounts with different levels of permissions. Step 1. Click Tools. Active Directory users and computers. Practice lab marketing. Select new users. Josh Fairbanks and Fairbanks J. New user. So, okay na. Save na siya. Tapos password. Pwede password. Indicate. Okay. Tapos finish na. Tapos, ano ba? Naka-add na lahat. Directory users and computers. Naka-add na lahat. Task for add user to the group. Wait for you want to create the user and active directory with the users group. Permission to the users group are applied to the newly created users. Means that user can perform the following tasks run applications using local network printers, logging to a computer, chatting to the computer, locking the computer. Ensure that you have powered on the required devices. Preload e.g. Wala eh. Kung ano eh. Preload. Love Windows eh. Hindi siya. Ano siya eh. Tagal. Pangilang ulit. Tapos, right click, properties, let's make it that, member of, and then attach member of tab, tapos, account is added to the domain users, nakita natin, nakita natin. Click add to din, kung gusto mo dagdag. Tapos again, with operators. So, ayun na. Okay. Authentication depends upon taking user's identity. User attempts to log into the system, user credentials are validated to verify the user's identity. Before the user is granted access to an object on the network, even if the user identity must be validated using the authentication process, like security purposes, password-based, multi-factor, certificate-based, and biometric. There are types. Federation is a organization that business with another organization, even a vendor. Attestation Attestation are hardware root of trust service of factors of the operation system serves two key functions. Root of trust is implemented in the hardware and therefore cannot be tampered with. In normal scenario, a system is prone to malware and other types of attack. If the encryption keys are stored in the system, they can be easily stolen. However, the root of trust is immune to malware attack. There are two types of hardware root of trust: fixed function, designed to perform specific function, such as data encryption; programmable, designed to perform complex tasks and functions. Root of trust can be applied using private cryptographic key, physical, and clonable function. Authentication authorization accounting users need access to certain resources in a network. Users need to be authenticated and then authorized. After authorization, the user's activities are logged and tracked using the accounting method. Cloud versus on-premise authentication requirements. Process of AAU remains the same on the cloud or on-premise environment, stated as the users must be identified and authenticated before being authorized to access network resources. Local environment directory services such as Active Directory handles identification for in the cloud environment. The directory as a service that handle users identification authentication. However, it also has the identity and access management that can handle not only a user and group creation but the whole access management for them. Technology center. Then technologies, in most cases the users are forced to provide password authenticate themselves. Various other methods can be used to add another authentication method along with password. There are some of these methods that can be used for authentication. Time-based one-time password as time stand in all valid for a specific duration. HMAC based one-time password uses hash-based message authentication function to create one-time password. HOTP uses a secret key, also an incrementing count. Then the HMAC is a hash value. Short messages services sending short messages up to 160 characters. All devices can send and receive messages. Bound messages that are delivered via SMS expire after a certain time period. Token. Token key is also as a key fob. Such the USB drive contains a liquid crystallized display that displays a message generated by the server. Token key is synchronized with the server, which updates the number every 60 seconds. When you need to authenticate using token key, you need to provide the user credentials and the number generated. Static codes configure the authenticator app generate static codes that you have stored somewhere safe. Authentication application designed to provide application level authentication. Application also support digital signatures. Kerberos is one such example. It is an authenticated protocol used by Windows Server running Active Directory domain services. Kerberos uses a centralized server that authenticates user to server and vice versa using authentication server and ticket granting servers. Push notifications. An alert sent to an app installed on mobile devices, which can either be a mobile phone or a tab. Initially used for alerting the user about email that has been received on a mobile phone. Phone call can also use for authentication on mobile apps when setting them to a mobile device may trigger call on your registered mobile number. After you verify yourself, the app will then start working. Biometric authentication utilizes specific access to individual to authenticate him or her. Authentication individual can be done using fingerprints or retina scan. The user is authenticated, the user is authorized to access the system or the data within the system. It's widely used in entry point room or even laptops. Fingerprints can be used for identification, even authentication. During data center media, you would typically see a biometric system installed. Fingerprint scanner authenticates a user once the user authenticated door to the data center opens. Retina scanner is a pattern of the blood vessel retina. Each individual has unique blood vessel patterns. User's retina is registered with the retina scanner same pattern is detected during the authentication. Iris scans the iris pattern of an individual. If the patterns match, then the user is granted access. Facial has certain features such as a shape, size, and position of the ear, nose, and eyes. Facial scan for the facial features and their size is positioned. Most of the recent mobile models have facial recognition features. Each human voice can a certain pattern, pitch, uh, very a certain pitch and modulation. The voice recognition features these are compared against the values stored for the individual. Vein recognition is also known as vascular biometric, which is used to scan the veins in fingers or not even the eyeball. The layout is an layout of the vein is stored in a layer compared to the user, then to authenticate himself or herself. Method of discovering who you are. Gait analysis. Method of discovering who you are. It has specific body measurements and anatomical factors. It is largely used method to detect a specific individual, a specific status individual has false acceptance rejection rates. For false acceptance rate method that determines the probability of number of incorrect requests. False rejection rate method that determines probability of number incorrectly. Determines the probability of number of incorrectly rejected authentications attempts by a biometric system. Illegal multi-factor authentication attempts to log on this local system network system using need to be first identified authenticated. User have to provide along with the username part of the identification factors. Once the user authenticates, the user can access the system or the resources on which the user has been assigned permission. Within the username and password combination, single factor authentication occurs. Factors, multi-factor authentication mechanism that compromise multiple authentication factors include two or more of the following: something you know but now is fact, something you have the possession, something you are, something you know including password and also the answers, something you have, something plus something that you have. It could be one-time password, security token, something you are inherent factor. Traits used for authentication could be used a it could be include a retina scan, fingerprint scan, iris scan, voice recognition, and face. Multi-factor authentication technologies, security tokens, soft tokens, mobile authentication. Mm-hmm. Something like attributes. Something you valid. Attributes are something somewhere you are, something you can do, something except someone you know. Since ayaw, hindi natin magagawa yun. But considered as the root of the directory hierarchy domain. Active Directory. The main forest acted the essential. Which of the following statements describe the function of a trusted platform module? Mm. Trusted platform module. Storage. The fact that we can involve how many minimum methods of authenticate the user. Choose the following types of scanners. Scanners are free for features such as shape, size, position, data, diagrams. Um, Foundational. Each of the following factors is critical to guide analysis. Dialog walking. So walking